Coming into the United States Grand Prix, a new technical issue reared its head as the FIA moved to address the possibility of adjustable front bib clearance, with the governing body clarifying that procedural changes would be made to ensure this clearance could not be modified. Ahead of the United States Grand Prix, Autosport reported the possibility that an unnamed team could be exploiting a ride height adjustment system on their cars, whilst under parc ferme conditions such as between qualifying and a Grand Prix. The area concerned refers to the bib or T-tray, around the area of the front of the floor. In the paddock at the Circuit of the Americas, the rumour mill had suggested several teams that could have triggered the FIA response, with Dutch media in particular pointing the finger at Red Bull Racing over the possibility of an adjustable bib on the RB20. In a statement to planetf1.com, a senior team representative confirmed the existence of such a system and said it has been addressed at length in conversation with the FIA. Yes, it exists, although it is inaccessible once the car is fully assembled and ready to run, the representative said. In the numerous correspondence we have with the FIA, this part came up and we have agreed a plan going forward. A statement from the FIA to planetf1.com regarding the matter said, any adjustment to the front bib clearance during parc ferme conditions is strictly prohibited by the regulations. While we have not received any indication of any team employing such a system, the FIA remains vigilant in our ongoing efforts to enhance the policing of the sport. As part of this, we have implemented procedural adjustments to ensure that front bib clearance cannot be easily modified. In some cases, this may involve the application of a seal to provide further assurance of compliance. The Red Bull driver instigated his policy at the last race in Singapore after he was punished by governing body the FIA for swearing in a news conference. Verstappen said on Media Day in Austin, Texas, "I haven't heard anything from the FIA, so for me it doesn't change anything. I prefer of course to talk less, so it's fine anyway for me." In Singapore, Verstappen limited his answers as much as possible in the official FIA news conferences to ensure he complied with the requirement to respond. He told reporters there that he was happy to answer questions more extensively outside the press conference room and did so after both qualifying and the race. On Thursday, speaking while surrounded by reporters at a table outside the Red Bull hospitality, he indicated that he would continue with this approach. Asked whether he still did not want to speak in the FIA press conferences, he said, "I will speak." But when asked how the media would get proper answers from him, he said, "This table works well." The Dutchman described the dispute as silly away. And when asked whether he would talk to FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem about the issue, Verstappen said, "I am always open for a chat, but from my side it is not that I am the one who has to reach out. I just live my life, I just continue, nothing changes." This particular scenario, yes, it's very unnecessary. Of course, I know you can't generally swear, but it's more about when you insult someone, then you hear comments like, "Yeah, but you don't want kids seeing that." But when I was 5 years old, I never watched a press conference in my life anyway. And at school you hear way worse things than that because you grow up with kids and you're a bit of a rebel, so you always say bad stuff. That's just how life is. They want you to set an example. Yeah, sure, I don't think they should make such a big deal about it. Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton said the dispute in Singapore was not a good look. And Hamilton's teammate George Russell, who is a director of the Grand Prix Drivers Association, said the F1 drivers were likely to make a collective statement on the issue next week. Between the drivers, a lot have spoken regarding swearing, Russell said. "It does seem a little bit silly that it has come to this. We have yet to speak to the FIA, but we hope to do so at the next race in Mexico. But collectively we're all on the same page. Next week we will probably formally put something towards you guys to read from the drivers as a united whole. We don't want to be taking away the heat of the moment emotions that drivers show during a race. It is down to maybe the broadcaster to choose whether they want to broadcast that. For the drivers, it is very challenging when you have a microphone, you're talking with your team, you're in the middle of battle. But if it's an environment like this, maybe we have a duty to be conscious of our words. Next week we have a letter or something to share with everyone." What you think about Red Bull and FIA agree plan after F1 bib trick uncovered? Like and subscribe to my channel and comments below. See you next one.